This episode is brought to you by our friends at Brooks Blooms, your all-in-one landscaping solution.
Brooks Bloom's three-step landscaping experience offers a seamless journey from design to construction and ongoing care, ensuring your outdoor space thrives year-round.
Visit brooksblooms.com today to embark on your landscaping journey, where every step is a step towards a vibrant and beautiful outdoor entertaining space.
This podcast is presented by Tab. Best time in sport with the best app in sport. Tab, we're on.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Ads and Dunks podcast. As always, my name is Adam here in freezing cold Melbourne. Today was actually freezing. First time we've probably experienced winter, even though it's not winter yet, but it was cold. And of course, Joshy boy on the other end. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thanks, mate. It was 32 up here today, so a very hot day in the scheme of things. It's sort of been mid-20s. But today and yesterday were very, very warm. So it was nice to get back to some of that warm weather. But I think we're going to be similar to you soon. The chilling winter winds will be coming, but it's not too bad up here in winter.
Certainly isn't too bad up there in Brisbane. Today was freezing. We're on our 4-day break, as you know, and obviously still get prescribed a session here or there. And today was the day where all the boys had to go and run. So I went and did mine. I couldn't find time in the morning. It was a really busy day for me, and the only time I could get was around 3. So I went off and did my footy session with Casey and Stevie, which was hilarious because they do not play footy. But reason why I'm saying it is because, mate, it was freezing. We literally experienced rain, hail, and sun. We experienced all 3 seasons over the space of an hour. Which was quite funny.
What were you wearing?
I was wearing pants. I trained in pants because I knew it was going to be freezing. The Nike pants. I had a singlet on. I had a GPS unit on. So, oh mate, it was cold. It was damn cold. But I tell you what, it's always humbling being able to go and train at those hours and train on a local oval. We went to a local footy oval down in Lindale, which was quite fun. And as I said, 2 of my closest mates, Casey and Stevie, joined me, which was quite funny.
Hey, you said you wore a GPS. Do you have to do that from the club, or are you just wearing your own GPS?
No. So my one GPS, from the club, I reckon, because I've obviously been on a long modified program. I had to wear mine, obviously, to track the Ks. But no, to give you the answer, not everyone is prescribed the GPS. I don't think you're allowed to do that anymore through the AFLPA rules. I remember when I first started back in 2010, I got drafted. Going into the off-season periods, mate, we were getting told to wear a Garmin watch, and every running session you do, you had to upload it onto an app that was connected on the internet, and then just to show you were doing your running session. So that was quite crazy. We're not doing that anymore. How was your weekend anyway, or your week?
Yeah, our week was pretty good, mate. It was nice to get down to Melbourne and get the job done there. But other than that, saw mum and dad again, which was good. Played another couple of rounds of golf. I found a new golf course that I like playing at, mate. 7 minutes from my place or our place. So when you come up, we'll be able to have a few rounds over there. But the Ashgrove Golf Club, mate, it's beautiful. It's like perfect for what I need right now, because I'm only a beginner and I'm just getting started and getting back into it essentially. But these greens and that are really nice and lush, so it's beautiful playing there in the afternoon. What else did I do over the week? What did I write down? Oh, I had a scan on my shoulder actually, and mate, I've got a funny story. So on scans, right? You've had your fair share of scans. Do you get claustrophobic?
I've only ever had long story short, yes, only when it involves my shoulder. And I've had my shoulder done twice. Both times I got claustrophobic. Otherwise, I don't get it.
Yeah, so I've never really been claustrophobic. But this time, so I was talking to Tipper about it before I went, and I was just thinking about it. So when I'm going in, mate, I just had to, I had this weird rush of blood, and I was starting to get claustrophobic, and I was like, oh, no. So you know how they give you the button? My worst nightmare is to squeeze the button to tell you to get you out. So I'm going back in. I start sweating, and I'm like, oh, do I squeeze this button? Because I'm so nervous right now. But then I just started in my mind, I'm like, no, you cannot do that. You've got to be strong.
Wow. I didn't think that would never happen.
I was shitting bricks for about 5 minutes, but then all of a sudden I got good again. So,
I remember
that's a funny
when
story.
I was getting claustrophobic, the 2 times I went with my shoulder, the lady said to me, it's because obviously when you're laying there, like the freaking machine's right there. So like you're obviously looking straight into the machine, you're thinking you're trapped. She told me to lay with my head tilted back like that because you can see out the back
that's not a
of
bad
the
point.
machine. So every time since I've gone in, I've laid like that. Every time. Every time I lay when I'm in, I look back like that just so I can see out. So
That's a good call.
I feel the pain that you experienced today because I've had it twice.
See, I've had my fair share of shoulder scans, having both reconstructed, and I've never had an issue. But it was only this one that because I was talking about it with Tipper literally just prior, that I got a bit claustrophobic.
Yeah, well, that seems to happen when you talk about things. It's almost like that. The AI that everyone talks about when you Google stuff on your phone or whatever it is, and then it pops up in your Facebook reels and your Instagram reels. Maybe that's what was happening in the world for you today, mate.
Yeah, no, it's all good though. But yeah, other than that, mate, pretty stock standard week. We've got a 5-day break this week, so we're playing in literally 2 nights. So we've already been at training yesterday and today. Moved on to the Bombers pretty quickly after the Hawks game, and yeah, looking forward to Thursday night.
That's good. It's going to be a great game. We'll obviously touch on that when we get the chance. My week, just for you, and I didn't really do too much either. I was pretty. We played on what day did we play? Friday.
Thursday.
That's right. So it felt like a lifetime ago. We basically had from Saturday onwards off, but the boys came in on Saturday, which was good, and we had a bit of a brief about, well, not a brief, just essentially a review of the first 12 games, 11 games, and then what we, expect of each other going forward, which is good. Looking forward to getting the boys back. We come back on Thursday, so no doubt the guys have had a really good break. I think some, most boys go and play golf. Some went home. Some have gone up to Queensland to get some sun, which is nice. But yeah, my week was pretty chill, other than coaching on Sunday, which was fun. We had another great win, which is really good. Didn't get up too much. We went and watched Lilo and Stitch on Friday with Georgie and Kim, and Georgie has not stopped talking about the movie, and she's in love with Stitch. So, I enjoyed watching that. But yeah, other than that, mate, it's been a very low key few days.
Hey, you spoke about a few of the boys. I did see recently that Big Chili English proposed, and him and Rudy are now engaged. Did you get around him at the footy club?
Yeah, of course we did. Bevo's great at mentioning out before meetings about special things that may have happened. So, obviously everyone knew.
Did he go Chili?
He sits right behind me, so. I think he did. I didn't see him, but I think he would have, because for anyone who knows Chili, knows that he hates any attention on him, hates anything to do with him, which is quite funny. But no, a very special time for him. He explained how nervous he was when he proposed. So, you'll experience that hopefully soon enough, mate.
Yeah. Oh, you never know, mate. Who knows what's around the corner? But no, well done to Chili. I'm sure it would have been a big moment for both Timmy and Rudy. So congrats to them from the Ads and Ducks podcast. But nothing else, mate, that I saw over the week. What about yourself?
Nah, I got nothing too exciting to write home about, mate. Hopefully it can be exciting now going forward, considering I'm back, hopefully full training, and we're both reviewing our games, which would be good. But we may as well get into our segments, mate. Brooks Bloom of the Week. What do you got for me?
Oh, mate, I was thinking about this afternoon, and thanks to Brooke and the team for all their support, as always. But I've been watching some Netflix shows because we've been traveling a little bit lately, and there's one show to me. I'm a big Yellowstone fan. So, that country sort of American type style of TV show. I came across Ransom Canyon. I don't know if you've watched it, but it is, mate, it is so good. I loved it. So that's my Bloom of the Week this week, because I watched it with Tipper in about a week, and I wanted to give it a shout out because it's been one of the better ones this year.
So would you rate it? I have seen it. I haven't watched it, as in I've seen the pop up. Would you rate it as good as Yellowstone?
Yep. It hooked me in as much as Yellowstone did.
That's elite. Well, man, I know you and I know that's right up your alley. So I'm not surprised at all that you love that show. For those who are interested, by the way, because I get a lot of messages about shows that I'm watching, I'm 2 seasons into Sons of Anarchy. So have you seen Sons of Anarchy?
No.
Oh, very, very, very good show. It's like a motorcycle club. I was about to say gang. Yeah, they're essentially a gang, but that's where I'm at. But anyway, good Brooks Bloom of the week, mate. My one is, reason I'm saying this is because I know the boys would want me to say this, is my Brooks Bloom of the week is the Noble Park Under-17 boys. So it's a bit of a disgrace that last week I didn't say us when we'd won our first game for the season. So I'm really sorry. Off the back of our second win of the season, my Noble Park Under-17.5 boys, you're my Brooks Bloom of the week. But make sure you train well tomorrow. Do not get complacent, please. Thank you.
Well, I could just imagine you as a coach and all the boys getting around you saying stuff about the potty and whatever. And then you just like trying to be real serious, but just laughing. Like, is that the type of style that you give?
I laugh a lot when I'm in the middle of like trying to spray some of them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's
but it's
exactly
funny.
What I'm trying to say.
You've got to see how the dynamic between Mick and I. So Mick is he's the hard ass. He really is, mate. He has let off some ripping sprays, mate. They've been so damn good. And then I'm the one who kind of chills it out and gives the boys a bit more confidence to, go about how they should. So whenever you can get down, I know it's hard because our season essentially is there, but mate, you got to see how it works. The dynamic's very funny. It's very good.
Well, I'll be down for the bye, so I'll have to swing by and watch. Is it Sundays? Is that what day you play?
We play on Sundays, yeah. You'll have a great thrill watching our boys play. They're great. They're great guys.
I can't wait. I won't be running the boundary in the rain again. Not doing that.
That is funny. That is all time, everyone. He ran the boundary. And did you? No, I think we must have been both injured at the time. Were we both injured at the time? Or did you do it after a game? Because it was 2021.
It was after a game. It was after a game.
Okay. So we weren't injured, right? So you've gone and ran the freaking boundary. Oh, you're all time.
It's rain, and here I was.
Hey, actually, sorry, I did. As I'm thinking as we're going, I did want to mention I went to a restaurant on Saturday night. Was it Saturday night? Yeah, with Kimmy, and it was one of the best restaurants I've ever been to. When you and I spoke on the phone, I obviously told you it's called Moon House. It's in Balaclava. It was, mate. We've got to go there together. It was so good. It's so up your alley. Beautiful, like authentic Chinese food. It was just an unreal vibes too. So Moon House, giving them a shout out.
All right, we'll move on to our next segment, which is the tab segment, and we're going to whack on our little microphone heads as we do this.
Here we go.
So thank you to Tab for all their support. It's been great to have the first couple of weeks get the ball rolling. So this week we're going to go with a same game multi of the week with the Minnesota Timberwolves and OKC series, which is going on at the moment and been pretty impressive. The OKC did chop them up today, though, so we'll be interested to see how that goes over the next few days. But as I'm pulling this up right now, we actually think, as you know, we're chatting before coming onto the podcast, we think the Timberwolves are a chance to win the next game because they are 3-1 down at the moment. So we're going with the Timberwolves to win, Anthony Edwards for 30 plus, and Chet Holmgren for 15 plus. Happy with that, Adsy?
I really like the Minnesota Timberwolves win. I know the doubts will be the fact that the game's in Oklahoma, and it actually goes against what I said at the start of the potty last week, where I reckon the home team wins. But the games like today, Oklahoma deserve to win. Minnesota stiff to lose. I just feel like the series isn't ready to be over. Hence why I'm talking about Minnesota winning and Anthony Edwards scoring 30. I mean, he started off real poorly today. I think it was only one of two at halftime. So one from 2 jump shots, that is. So 1 jump shot made from 2 field goal attempts. And, like, he can't start off that poorly. He's got to obviously come out firing, which I just think he will. I think he will. So hence why you and I think the Wolves win. Obviously, Anthony Edwards goes for big. But the other one that I like is obviously Chet, as you said. I feel like his matchup with Julius Randle and Naz Reid, he's kind of been dominant over him, and throw in Rudy Gobert as well. He's kind of been dominant against them all. Like, he really has. He's been dominant against them all. And he was unreal today. He was a massive reason why they won the game. So I like the 3 that you just said.
And the other series going on between the Pacers and the Knicks, how do you think that's going to end
series.
up playing out?
Oh, yeah. Well, with about a quarter and a half to go, I thought it was about to be 3-0, but obviously the Knicks were able to fight back. I think that's the confidence builder that they need. And it is evident to me what they need to do to win, and that is allow Karl Anthony Towns, for those who don't know, to do his thing. And mate, his last quarter was incredible. One of the best quarters of basketball from an individual this season. Whole reason why they won the game. So I'd like to think that one goes to 7 from a spectacle point of view. But my feel is Pacers still end up winning. Like, so what are they? They're 2-1 up. They probably win the next game in Indiana. Knicks probably win the next one after that. And then I'm going to say the Pacers win either game 6 or 7.
It is interesting because I feel like the Knicks, they rely so heavily on their starters, whereas the Pacers
100%.
can back in their bench and they're coming on and having a real impact. So it is going to be an exciting one to watch over the coming days and weeks, because I feel like the Pacers' depth for me is what's going to get it done for them. So that'll be good. But yeah, that's it. Wrap up our tab segment. Thanks for all the support, and make sure you gamble responsibly, as I said last week, mate.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
I will talk about our games first. We played first, so obviously, we obviously didn't win the game. Very disappointing. I felt like, we obviously have our little message through the game, you, me, and Brooke, which is funny, and we're all, you and I are in agreement that, we were turning the ball over in really bad spots, which we were, and it was blatant errors. I mean, Geelong brought the heat, obviously, but we had some blatant cough-ups and errors that really hurt us. And when you turn the ball over in a dangerous spot against a team like Geelong, who are very good, like turnover side, they're going to hurt you, which is what they did. So, I look at it and I think there are opportunities there. Proud of the boys that they were still able to fight right to the very end, to the point where, we almost hit the lead right in the last quarter. So from that perspective, proud of the boys, but still very disappointed because, our season, we're 6-5. We could easily be, like 11-0. We could be 10-1. Like, there's games where we've been right in them and we've really let ourselves down by little lapses of concentration. So the boys are obviously bummed that we weren't able to win, but still optimistic and positive about what we've been able to produce in games for long periods and against quality opposition. And as you've alluded to with Adelaide, and even you mentioned at the start of the year, Geelong was one of those sides as well that you rate really highly, as I do too. So, disappointing result, but good opportunity for bye now, and then we really attack the second half.
I must say, because leading into the game, it did feel like, because of all the build-up and stuff and all the talk in the media and that, it felt like a finals game of football. Like, me as a spectator, I came home on Thursday and I was like, shit, I cannot wait to turn this game on just because of all the hype around it. And the game lived up to expectation. Like, it was an absolute ripping game of football, high scoring, so many different things going on. So it was a great one to watch. But yeah, you're right. You take back a few of those mistakes that Geelong scored from, and you potentially win that game comfortably. And the second half was really that. I felt like, after halftime, that your boys, they dominated the game. So Disappointing, I'm sure, not to get the result, but also positive on the same side of it, because you can say, well, we probably should have won that game comfortably.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more with everything you just said. And as I said, we've been in basically every game that we've lost, like right up to the very end, where we've been basically in a winning position. So that's the positive side, I guess, you take from it. But at the same time, as athletes and competitors, like there's so much want to just rectify those. And when we're in those situations again or in those moments, just be able to make the right decision or execute the skill or whatever it may be. So, obviously, as I said, halfway mark of the year, we're 6-5. We're definitely going better than what we were last year. This was about the mark where there was a lot of heat on the boys in the footy club. So proud of the boys in that regard, because we've definitely built a brand and a base of footy that we can be proud of. But yeah, as I said, now we've just got to really have a good second half of the season, and hopefully we can win all those games and push to play finals.
I just got one question for you before we move on to my game. Bevo. So was under the pump a lot heading into the season, and you've seen what he's been able to do with the group for a long period of time, like through the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. How do you take your hat off to him in terms of what he's been able to do for the club and the group and getting all the boys together for this year and turning up?
Oh, certainly do, mate. I've gone on record many times in support and at times defense of him because of how much the media come for him and whatnot. I think he's an amazing person, and the stuff that he's done not only this season but for the Western Bulldogs Footy Club. He's probably the most influential person, or right up there as a top 3 to 4 person in the history of the footy club. And the beauty about him is he stays motivated, he stays hungry and willing to make hard decisions and do what's best for the boys and what's best for the team. And he's done that, and he started this season doing that. And at the same time, I love the fact that he gives us so much confidence to go out there and produce. And he's always done that for us. But, whether he's had that extra edge to want to, I guess, prove it to us a little bit more, like it's just been clear from the get-go. And, I've seen people going on record saying how he's the coach of the year and this and that. And it just makes me laugh because he doesn't change. Like the thing is, he doesn't, obviously, Bevo, you know him quite well. Like, yeah, obviously you flow through the season. You obviously when you win, you're high. When you lose, you're low. But the thing is with Bevo, he doesn't change. Like he's the same. So this time last year, you look at it, obviously we weren't performing well. He's copping it from everyone. This year, we're performing well. He's not copying it. Would I say he's changed? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say he's changed within 12 months. So it makes me laugh when you see it from that perspective, because it just shows how much people come after, obviously the head. And I guess that's what happens when you obviously have that job. So I applaud him for the way that he goes about it. I love that he protects his teammates. His team. I love that he cares for his team. I love that he's passionate about his team. He'd do anything for his players, and he's someone who's not afraid to make hard decisions, and he's someone I just love playing for. So, yeah, mate, if that answers your question.
Yeah, that was good, mate. That was exactly what I was after. I think people don't understand what he would have probably been through over the last, let's say, 6 to 8 months. Like the pressure's all on him, and then to be able to turn it around and have the boys playing really good footy, have a good environment. That all that kind of stuff is very hard to do when you're under pressure. So yeah, I'm the same as you, mate. I applaud him for the way that he's been able to turn things around and get you guys, back playing some ripping footy and potentially premiership contending football. So well done to him. I just wanted to mention that. But we'll move on to my game, or our game against the Hawks, which was Fages' 200th game. Talk about coaches, which was awesome to celebrate his 200th. And another guy, mate, that's just been through the absolute ringer, the ups and downs of football. He started as a football manager, never played at the highest level. So, was a school teacher as a young fella too. So for him to be able to coach 200 games of AFL football is just insane. And we really wanted to honour him in that regard. And I feel like the way we played the game, we did. And he was really happy with everything that happened out there. But it was nice to, see probably our most consistent game of the year and feel it out there on the ground on the MCG against the Hawks, who are, we talked about it last week, they're a team that's flying this year and, talked about to be one of the premiership contenders as well. So, it was a great game of football. Nice to be able to get on the winning end and get our football back up and running.
Oh, mate, it certainly looked like that. And again, I second what you say. Well done to Chris Fagan. Obviously, we congratulated him last week, but he's a wonderful man. I've met him quite a few times now. He always stops to have a great chat when I run into him in Balimba, which is great. But no, it certainly looked like that. Obviously, when Charlie Cameron kicked those three, like he lit the jet. It was great to see. And yeah, I had a feeling, I had a really good feeling going into this game that you guys were really going to produce, because there has been a little bit of pressure on you guys, and you seem to get up for these big games. And yeah, in saying that, Hawthorn are a quality side who are very hard to beat at the G. So it looked like that. I mean, that must be something that you guys can now build off, that you've been able to obviously knock off a side who, where are they? They are, well, now they're 6 on the ladder, but they were top 4. It must give you great confidence now going forward.
Yeah, it does. I just, I remember back to last week and we were talking about the consistency side of things, and we talked about it after a game where we played against Melbourne, but mate, Melbourne aren't going that badly. So I said that last week, that the Dees are flying, and they showed us this week that they're, back in business against the Swans. So last week probably wasn't so disappointing knowing that, but I feel like the week before against North was one of those weeks that, we really wanted to get that win and we didn't. So that's probably the area where the inconsistency has crept in. And for us, it's about maintaining what we brought on the weekend for every single game. But we need to be mature enough. We've got a mature enough group now. There's been a lot of guys that have played a lot of football, really, and played in some big games that we need to make sure that we're rocking up week in, week out. So what is it? As an individual, what are the things you need to be consistent at? Your preparation, your mentality. Because so much of the game is played above the shoulders these days that you need to make sure you're in the right frame of mind. Otherwise, if you're not, you'll get beaten. So that's our biggest lesson out of the last month, I feel. And I don't know, it's hard to really put your finger on one single thing, but at the same time, it's just, good experience to have, and hopefully that holds us in good stead.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's the challenge of week-to-week footy. Like, it really is. It's obviously what's going on up here, and finding the motivation and whatnot to go out there on a Saturday and do it again. Like, putting yourself and being willing to do that. It's always the biggest challenge, especially when you're a team that's high up the ladder, and at the same time when you're a team, at the bottom end of the ladder. So it's a great point. It is a great point. And I reckon, it was a great lesson over the last month for you boys to really now obviously launch into the second half of the season and finish off the way you guys did last year. So it's exciting for you, mate.
Yeah, it is, mate. It's a bit of a different story for us this year. Like, I mean, this time last year we were chasing, and I think we're only, 3 or 4 wins at this point of the season. So it is nice to be in a position that we're in, but we know well and truly that can change so quickly. And we know that from what we did last year. So not taking any days for granted, mate, getting in there and getting the work done and learning every day. And like I said, hopefully that helps us in the back end. Anything
from the round of footy? Anything at all that catch your eye?
Other than the Dees, I'll say it again. I just thought the Dees were, their best footy is better than most in the competition. So for them to come back out and celebrate Petrarca's 200th in style was pretty impressive to watch. And the other one I want to mention is Toby Green as well. He dominated for the GWS Giants. You got that right. I got that wrong. I'm fairly sure that tip. But a few talking points. A couple of suspensions again. Not sure if many of them were controversial.
I agree with you, Melbourne. Oh, I just felt a cramp coming on. That was the session today. I agree with you with Melbourne. I feel like they've really turned the corner. And yeah, we've said throughout the potty this year that they are a good side, and they're, look at their team. They've got premiership players across their team still. A-grade midfield. Max Gawn is arguably the most important player in the competition to a team, probably the most important player to a team. And like the way that they won in a dominant manner against Sydney, who obviously aren't going as well as they were last year, but they're still Sydney Swans and still got some quality. So I couldn't speak more highly of Melbourne. I think they're flying. I think they're one win outside the 8, and they've got a very winnable game this week against St Kilda. So it's interesting to see how the next month plays out. Other than that, there wasn't really like I was a little bit surprised by I don't know. I already probably know what your answer will be because I've seen you guys play against Collingwood and I've seen Nick Dacos do a number on you boys as well. But it surprises me that teams don't go to him when game's on the line because he was, mate, did you watch that, Collingwood? You wouldn't have been able to watch it because you.
No, I did.
Like the last quarter, for Collingwood to be able to pile on whatever they piled on, and Nick Dacos was a huge factor in that. It just blows my mind that, yeah, you don't. I would think to that you just try and shut him out. You have to. He's just so damn good. So damn good. So I was a little bit surprised there. I mean, yeah, what do you do when Collingwood is playing like that and they're dominating the way they are? They're intercepting the ball and then they're just slingshotting off halfback. Like they had obviously had a dominant last quarter, but I don't know. I mean, that's kind of the only thing I've really seen.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, what do you do? I don't know. It is hard to, as I said before, to put your finger on one thing, but you want to take out what they want to do with the game, and from a tempo side of things, you probably go into a bit of a shut down the game type style. Like we all have different modes that we go into as teams, and you'd probably have to, I don't know, call that one in the middle of the quarter and potentially slow it down a little bit because they can pile on goals really, really quickly, and Dacos can be a massive influence in that. So, one, I'm probably shutting down him, and I'm probably, if you can, shut him down because he's one of those guys that you just made. He's so hard to tag. Like when
isn't he ever?
When you're out there and you watch him, and we've heard about what he does on the GPS. You and I, like, it's crazy the amount of Ks that he runs at high speed. So to be able to stop him, he's pretty tough. So hats off if you can stop him, but at the same time, you just want to slow the Pies down because their offense is brutal.
Yeah, absolutely, and North Melbourne obviously seen that. I mean, right up into the third quarter, North were right there, and it was great to see because, as we've said, North are better than a 2-win. What have they won? 2 games this year. So I always have. I don't know if you're the same, but I do. I always have the soft spots for the teams that aren't going as well. So watching that game, it was good to see North are right in it up until obviously the last quarter. But yeah, outside of that, mate, nothing really caught my eye, to be honest. Really didn't. Like, there wasn't GWS. I mean, as I said, did I say it last week? They're going up and down, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss.
You did.
That's what they have been going win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, and they've just done it again and won. So away from home. So, outside of that, man, there wasn't really anything. Gold Coast, they've got a game in hand and third by 4 points. So they could be the top of the table if they'd obviously had that extra game.
Yeah.
Going well, aren't they? Mate,
well.
They'll play finals this year. They'll play finals.
Yeah, I actually can't really see them missing out, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
But that's good for Queensland football. We might as well move on to this week's games, mate. Do you want to move on to that?
Yeah, let's do it. Absolutely. As I said, nothing really caught our eyes. Read it through, mate. Read the games through.
Well, Thursday's ours, so we'll touch on that after. But Friday night is Collingwood Hawthorn. Give us a tip.
I'm going to go. It's a great game. It's a big game because Hawthorn need a win, but I can't tip against Collingwood. I just can't, especially at the G. I'm going Collingwood.
Well, I'll go against you. I think the Hawks will bounce back from a disappointing couple of weeks.
Huge call. That's huge.
Yeah. For some reason, I just think that they weren't happy on Saturday, obviously. But yeah, as I've said before on the potty, you learn from those experiences, and I just reckon the Hawks they're going through that phase at the moment where you're challenged and you get a lot of information from the losses that you have, and you then implement it. I think this is a game that they'll come out and implement the things that they've learned over the last couple of weeks. So I'm going to tip them. Saturday, 1:20 at People's First Stadium, the Suns v the Dockers.
Mate, I can't tip against the Gold Coast up there either. I'm going the Suns.
Yep, I'll agree with you there. The Giants v Richmond at NG Stadium.
Well, if you're going off what I just said, you'd probably tip Richmond because Giants have gone win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. But the Giants will be too strong.
Yeah, I agree. I think Big Nate might be back for the Tigers, but I'll tip the Giants in that one. The Saturday night games are cracker. Sydney Swans v Adelaide Crows. Sydney really need to win this at home. This would be a big game.
Oh, they really do, don't they? I'm going to tip them. I'm going to go the Swans. I'm going to say that they get the job done.
Yep, I'll tip the Crows.
The boys, I knew you would.
This year. Sunday, 3:20 at TIO in Alice Springs, Melbourne versus the Saints.
Okay. So they're up there. Okay. Oh, it's a big effort. I think Melbourne, as I said, I think they've really turned a corner and they've really got their season going. So I'm going to go Melbourne.
Yeah, I'll tip the Dees as well. I'm fairly sure they tend to play well up there.
Up there, yeah.
Am I wrong? The last game on Sunday is Eagles versus the Cats. Do you give the Eagles any chance at home?
No, I don't. I mean, Geelong is almost a team that you back every week now.
Yep.
I think they have nothing to lose as Eagles. When they come out with that mentality, they're a good side to watch and hard to play against. But I do think Geelong will be too good.
I agree. I think the Cats will be too good there. So we'll move on to Thursday night, which is our game against the Bombers. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be awesome for us to be able to get back home and in front of our crowd and, hopefully, like I said before, to turn up and play the way that we want to is really important. So keen to be able to get another opportunity to play against a team that, has won a lot of – I think they've won 6 games this year.
Yeah, they've been pretty good. They've won
6 games this year.
6. Yep.
Yeah, so definitely not taking them lightly at all. Like their best football and their players that they have around the ball are really important to them. Merritt, Corbell, Durham. Who else am I missing?
Setterfield,
Martin,
halfback.
He sort of roams around. They've got some really good players in their mix. So for us to be able to nullify them and then potentially get the ball moving forward into our forwards, like we did last week, is what we will be looking to do. So hopefully, come Thursday night, where we're all ready to go and ready to play and ready to put in a good performance.
Oh, mate, it's going to be a great game because obviously anyone watching who knows footy knows the Bombers obviously like to maintain the ball and they really use the angle and the shape of the footy field. So no doubt you guys will have to get on your bikes and really defend as well as you can. How much does the 5-day break impact you guys? I mean, from a outside footy, anyone who doesn't know footy point of view, they probably don't really, I guess, might be underestimated how hard it is to back up, a game of footy 5 days later, because people might not see that. How much does that actually impact you?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, it's different being an interstate team because you've got to travel the week before. So we flew back straight after the game against the Hawks. So we get back at midnight, 1 a.m., whatever it was. We get 1 day off and then it's in at the club on Monday, reviewing the game and then looking forward to Essendon pretty much straight away because Monday then becomes Tuesday pretty quickly, which is your main session. And then Wednesday's captain's run, which is tomorrow for us. So it happens very quickly. A very heightened number of recovery sessions, I would say, this week. Like you're more focusing on that rather than getting out there and training the house down. Like you want to make sure that your body's feeling right after a travel 5-day break. So getting yourself ready physically and mentally is probably the most important thing. And yeah, for us, we've sort of we learned a little bit from the Collingwood 5-day break that we had early in the season because we actually had 2 travels into that Collingwood 5-day break. So we definitely didn't handle that well. So we looked back at some of the stuff that we talked about back then and have tried to rectify and change a few things that we thought didn't work so well for us earlier in the season. So fingers crossed we can see the result of that on Thursday night. But it is important to make sure that you're looking after yourself and getting yourself right.
Fingers crossed. I think it's going to be a great game, and Essendon obviously have nothing to lose, and no doubt you guys want to rectify your last Gabba performance, which was against obviously the Dees. So good luck, mate. I'll be watching. Go well.
Thank you, mate. Looking forward to it. What else we got?
Our Bloom and Dunklaw Award, mate.
Let's get into our Bloom and Dunklaw Award.
My one vote goes to Jordan Dawson. I feel like he's someone that we haven't spoken about whatsoever. And I go around and look at like the I've had a blank there, the Coaches Award and all these awards. Like, he's having a very good year. And I actually watched majority of this Adelaide game, and he was unreal, mate. Unreal. His ability, his kick, like the way he penetrates with his kick is as good as anybody in the leagues. And I think what he's really doing well this year is he's hitting the scoreboard as well, which is very hard to do as a midfielder. So Jordan Dawson's my one vote. My two votes is Toby Green. 250, went into the midfield and had 6 shots on goal and had 30 touches, was incredible. The only reason I didn't give him 3 is because I think we've given him heaps and heaps of votes, and I don't want this Bloom and Dunklaw Award to be a whitewash. I want it to be close towards the end. So my 3 votes actually goes to one of your teammates, Cal Archie, who
Nice.
I watch your games closely, very intently, and mate, he is so damn good. He's such a good player. The fact that he has, how many teams did he play for? This is his 3rd team, right?
Nah.
Second?
Gold Coast and Brizzy. Second.
Mate, he's a gun. He's such a good player. He's so good. For his role, he would be arguably the best player in his role in the league. And the fact that he can constantly have 15 to 20 disposals and very effective disposals and still kick 3, 4. So he's kicked 4 goals too. So he could have kicked 6. Involved in a handful of score involvements. Like, he's just the incredible role player / link man to some of your chains. Like, he's such a good player to watch, and you guys must be so grateful to have him on your side.
Yeah, he is. And people probably don't know, he normally gets a defensive role week in, week out on the opposition's best defender. So he does that as well as doing what he does like he did on the weekend. Like, it's pretty impressive to see. So he's a great teammate, great guy, unbelievable to have around our footy club. And as I said a couple of weeks ago, it was nice to wear his design of the Indigenous Guernsey as well. So that was awesome. So great for him to play a good game. My 3 votes my one vote, I'll start with one, goes to Jeremy Cameron. Talked about him earlier, having a good game against the Doggies. My 2 votes goes to a guy, mate, that I reckon you would have been watching from afar, knowing the Pies, connection. Ned Long. I think he's doing a lot of things that, there's a little bit of talk around him, but I don't know what it's like down south. But for me, watching him, Dacos and the likes, they can't be the same player without him in the team. Like, they've found a guy that's come in and played a role to perfection and giving so much to the team that it's helping Collingwood play the way that they're playing. So I wanted to give him a shout out and give him my 2 votes this week. And my 3 votes went to Toby Green. I just feel like he dominated in his milestone match. And as you said, had a ripping game.
I like it. I agree with Ned Long. The fact that he slipped through the cracks and now he's playing for the premiership favourites. He's such a good player. So underrated.
I agree. All right. Moving on. Let's do our giveaway announcement, mate. So last week we did our massive giveaway. So I'll read out who's won my boots first up. Okay. So this is my winner, Amelia Malloy. I want to win because Dunks and Ads have always been my mum's favourite players, so I'd love to gift Dunks' boots to her. So that's who I've chosen to win my signed boots this week. I'll reach out to all these winners via Instagram and get your details to be able to send this through. Who have you got, Adsy?
My winner is Bailey Thorpe 1. Ads and I had a convo recently over Instagram about mental health and superstitions within football, and his advice has helped me heaps so far this season. So I'd like to win Ads' boots to have in my room for a reminder about that conversation and how to get the best out of my footy. So Bailey Thorpe, well done. Your boots are coming your way.
Love it. That's a good one. Yeah, nice for you to be able to talk to him over Instagram, mate, and give him a bit of an insight and some help and guidance. The TaylorMade golf kit is going to Deacon Hutchinson _ I would love the TaylorMade golf kit. I'm getting back into my golf now, and this kit would definitely give me the boost I need to drive an extra 50 yards. Good has become a little safe space and brain reset. I love it. So he's going to win a TaylorMade golf kit. Yep.
He can come play golf with us if he's in Queensland, out at Ashgrove Golf Course or whatever we call it, whatever it is.
Yep. That'd be nice. And then our last one, I like this one. So this is our winner of the signed hats. So you'll like this too, Adsy, I reckon. So this is Tina AB97. The comment is, I would love to win any prize. I've been a huge NRL fan my whole life, but following both of your careers has completely elevated my love for AFL. I now proudly support the Demons and watch AFL every weekend, and your podcast is a weekly highlight for me and allows me to learn more about the game on and off the field. So that's great. Tina, you are winning our signed hats this week. I thought that was an unbelievable comment.
That is great. You know what? That is beautiful. That warms the heart. That because the fact that you're an NRL fan, Tina, and you go out of your way to watch footy and listen to our podcast means a lot.
I think that was awesome. So, congratulations to our winners. We'll send all the gear your way. Finishing off, mate. I've just got a curly question for you, and then we're done. Are you ready for it?
We got to get Brado on. We got to hear Brado's voice because he's the star of the show.
We've got to get a tipping update from Brado, but we'll do the curly question first. All right. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. So why do we wash bath towels? Aren't we clean when we use them?
Yep. Yeah. I think
so. Why do we wash water?
Because we're washing the water off our bodies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And doesn't it leave us like, because the towel gets wet. That's what I think. There you go.
Yeah, but then solve it. You hang it up and you dry it.
No, after about 20 washes, it gets wet.
Yeah, but when you hang it up and it dries, don't you hang your towel up or do you just leave it on the floor?
No, of course I leave it on the floor. No, of course I hang my towel up. Of course I hang it up. But I mean, after a while, it gets wet, too wet. Don't you reckon?
No, I agree. But it's like when you think about the question, why do we wash bath towels? Aren't we clean when we use them? Like, yeah, we are clean.
We are. Jeez, you're thinking too much there. Give me a spell. What? The question should more be, it's not a curly question. I'm asking you, how long is okay and not gross to have the same bath towel?
Oh, mate,
I'm talking days.
Yeah, I'll probably wash mine every 3 to 4 days.
Yeah, we would be the same here, easily.
I've got one more
Brado does.
Before we get before you get him on. Why is meat? So when you go buy meat from a shop, right, it's cut in a circle. You know how they cut the meat in a circle? But sandwiches are square. Why do they do that?
I've got no idea, mate. What if you're having a salad sandwich? It doesn't matter. It's no meat.
Well, yeah, but why do they cut meat in circles and the sandwiches are square?
I don't know. Mate, I don't know and I don't give a shit, to be honest.
Brado, give us your answers.
Just cut the meat.
Ads already showed his hand when he said after 20 showers, your towel starts to get wet. So when he's definitely lying when he says, I wash it every 3 to 4.
No, hang on. But listen, I'm having about 5 showers a day.
Oh.
I'm a very hygienic man. There you go.
That's overkill. Everyone in our the listenership for the podcast is going to think that that's too much water for one man. You should double up. This is another thing that I do. I brush my teeth.
Showers.
Brush my teeth in the shower. 2 birds, 1 stone.
So do
Save water.
So do I.
But yeah, maybe that's too many showers. Start washing the dishes or something in the shower just to save some water. And then
Fair enough.
I feel like the meat. So when you say meat, you're thinking, is that like Devon or whatever,
Deli.
that crappy
Deli.
the dog food looking
Deli
meat.
meats.
I think it's just easier to store it in a sausage-like tube. Then how are you going to structure it square in the packaging? Wouldn't it be just how you store it?
I think you're overthinking it. It's
I
just
don't know.
who gives a shit.
And because if it's a leg of ham, you're just shaving it off the leg of ham. That's the nice stuff. And don't pretend. There's no way you're eating Devon. What are you talking about?
Mate,
I just saw this.
I grew up off Devon when I was. Are you talking to Josh? Are you talking to me?
Dunks. Surely Dunks has never
good.
had a slice of Devon ham in his
He
life.
wouldn't have. No way.
Straz. We used to have Straz.
With that
Straz's,
corn relish pickle,
sauce.
the yellow, the fluoro
yes.
yellow pickle stuff.
Yes,
Boy,
and a
from
lot
Dandy,
of butter.
mate. The only thing we could afford was Devon.
With the
meat.
white bread from Coles, bit of
Absolutely,
Straz, bit of fluoro yellow corn relish. That's delish. That's no wonder we're not. No wonder we're not all 6'4", 6'5". That nutrition plan growing up as a kid. I did have one more for you as well. Oh, actually, I got two. Oh, three. Are we going to do an in-person podcast during the bye? Seems you down?
Oh, yeah, we could.
Yeah.
We could do that.
We could.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could free up a slot in my very popular studio down here in Melbourne to
Done.
fit you
Let's
guys in.
do it. We're doing it.
And did you see the 100-meter goal by Jordan Edelman?
I did.
See that.
Pretty
That was
crazy.
incredible.
And then my last one, because just thinking about the fixture, I saw that Brisbane has the second hardest fixture run home in the AFL, which is great. Your thoughts on the Essendon Gold Coast? They're going to have to verse each other twice at some point. Like they're going to have to verse each other the final round of the season. Is that just going to be weird? How do you reckon that's going to run out? Like, it's going to be interesting depending on where Essendon is and if like Gold Coast is going for a top 4 slot.
I actually haven't even looked at that, but that's a good point. It will be weird, but you're going to have to do it.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see the ladder positionings and stuff because, like Ad said earlier, like the way that Gold Coast are on the ladder now, if they win that game, they're technically second or first. So it's going to be very interesting.
Weird one. I was just thinking of that. And a show that I'm watching is Your Friends and Neighbours with John Hamm in it. It's about 8 episodes, one season, first season. Good. Yeah, I think it's good. It's just one of those ones that you can chuck on and watch. It doesn't suck you in.
Watch Ransom Canyon, mate. Ransom Canyon.
I haven't even watched Yellowstone.
I've got no doubt
watch
you would have
Ransom
watched Sons of Anarchy, Brad.
I did watch Sons of Anarchy. I could spoil the ending for you, but
Don't do that.
just leave it. That's all I got for you.
All right, well done, Brado.
Well done, Adzi. Another good episode, mate. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. We really appreciate all your support, and we'll see you all next week.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Brooks Blooms, your all-in-one landscaping solution.
Brooks Bloom's 3-step landscaping experience offers a seamless journey from design to construction and ongoing care, ensuring your outdoor space thrives year-round.
Visit brooksblooms.com today to embark on your landscaping journey where every step is a step towards a vibrant and beautiful outdoor entertaining space.